Hi, ich bin Olli, der andere Olli von Session, und wir sind hier auf der Guitar Summit und wir haben ja einen speziellen Gast hier, Bob Taylor.
Hello, Olli. Thanks for having me here. It's really fun.
It's nice. How was the trip?
Well, my trip was good. I got a non-stop flight and I flew Lufthansa. Just go Germany.
Okay. We're now at our booth and we have a new custom reserve shop and we have some Taylor models here.
Yeah.
But you want to talk a little bit about your history in Taylor guitars?
Absolutely. You know, this is our 50th year.
Yeah.
And as a matter of fact, the very day will be October 15th, is the day we started our company in 1974.
Mm-hmm.
So 50 years has been fantastic for us. We started as a small, tiny shop, only selling guitars to people who lived in Lemon Grove, California.
It was the American Dream Shop.
That was the American Dream Shop, that's right.
Yeah.
And both Kurt and I worked at that little shop. It was a little hippie shop, completely disorganized, and I was making guitars, he was refinishing guitars. The owner wanted to sell.
Okay.
We gave him $3,000 to buy the machines. We paid off a Gibson bill he had of $1,700. We were in business, and the struggle started.
Okay, I see. How's for you about having 50 years Taylor, actually?
Well, as we were talking earlier, I was explaining that like turning 18 in Europe or maybe the United States, something different happens to you when you pass these ages. When you're 17 years and 11 months old, you're not 18, right?
Yeah.
Then you turn 18 and, you can have an opinion, you can vote, or you can do this, or you can do that. And I never really felt that Taylor had a big legacy because we were the newcomer, we're the new kids on the block, right? But here we are at 50 years, and I realize it's like I'm turning 18. It's like our company has something to say about our own legacy and the things that we've done. So we have a lot of 50th anniversary models, and we're coming out soon with a legacy series where we'll be offering those guitars that we made in the early days, like the 810, that people remember the 855 and the 815 with the mustache bridge, the sound that those guitars had. And on our 20th year, and so those guitars are the legacy of maybe the first 20 years. On our 20th anniversary, we introduced the Grand Auditorium model. Yeah. You know, my dear friend Chris Martin says the Martin Dreadnought is the most copied shaped guitar in the world, and I agree with that. The Taylor Grand Auditorium Cutaway might be the second most copied shape.
No, the second one who is copied.
Yes, and that guitar built our company. The 514 CE mahogany with the cedar top hit the market, and it's like, this is a Taylor guitar. Mm-hmm. You know, we had our shapes, our trade dress, our sound, everything was defined. Yeah. That's when I really felt like we have a company that is our own, right? And so we're reintroducing that guitar along with the 714 CE. Cedar hasn't been on our menu for very long because it's more difficult to get cedar now than in those days. But we worked hard and we could find a limited amount to make those two models. So happy to bring some cedar back.
It's nice. It's nice. And the 810 is also there. This is a normal rosewood dreadnought.
Rosewood dreadnought, Sitka spruce top, little diamond inlays with the slots in the side, really old school, white binding. Mm-hmm. That was the guitar I loved. I own the very first 810 ever made because I made it for myself.
Okay.
And it's the guitar that I played my whole playing life. It's the only guitar I played. It's filled with holes where we tried this pickup and that pickup, and pickups weren't really available. Okay. Then Barkus Berry showed up. Yeah. And we started putting that in. Then my friend Lloyd Baggs started making pickups, LR Baggs, and we put his early pickups in, and Larry Fishman's early pickups. And those guys have done such a great job. Their companies have grown. Yeah. We eventually started making pickups of our own. These legacy guitars have an LR Baggs element system in it, which is really nice because it takes me back to those days, and the new LR Baggs element is just wonderful. There's no holes in it, but I still play that original. It was the guitar that defined our series. I came in, I was like, look what I made for myself. This should be the guitar we build.
It's a real legacy, yeah.
It really is a legacy, yeah.
How was the show for you?
Well, the show's fantastic.
Yeah.
Why do I come? Because the last several years of my life is one of my greatest joys is to find young guitar builders who are doing a fine job and becoming friends with them. I'm friends with all the guitar makers my age. We grew up together. We're all dear friends. My best friends are guitar makers. Why? Because we understand each other. If you make a guitar, nobody on your block or they don't know what that is. They can't imagine that that's a thing. And so I became friends with guitar makers. We share our techniques, how we build. But there's a whole new generation of guitar builders they're better than we ever were. What they make in their shops on their bench blows my mind. But a lot of them might be struggling with turning that into a business.
Yeah.
And so I already, and today I've talked with 2 people at length that are like, Bob, how do you go from here to there? Well, here's how we did it, you know. And so I love to, if I can mentor young guitar builders, I love it. It's the joy of my life.
It's a nice job,
Yeah, and so I'm here walking around. And I just did this in Fretboard Summit in Chicago 1 month ago. It's like this, except a small piece of what this is.
Okay.
I think this is the most fantastic guitar show that there is.
Yeah?
Nothing can outshine this show.
Okay, nice to hear that.
Yeah, it's unbelievable. Everybody's here that makes guitars. What do I love about guitar makers? Every one of them is trying to solve a problem. They're trying to solve this problem or that problem. They're trying to solve it with design or with their craftsmanship, make a guitar that's new in some way. You know, there's never been, here's something that nobody has ever asked when they come into a Taylor booth. And they come into the booth at a trade show. I've never heard anybody say, show me what's the same. They don't want to know what's the same. They want to know what's new. And everyone's trying to come up with what guitars can be. When I started making guitars 50 years ago, this show could not have existed. There would have been some Spanish builders.
Yeah.
There would have been a few big factories. And some obscure people. And that would be the show.
Yeah.
But really, when I come in here, I can't believe what I see. I love it.
Okay.
I love seeing the guitar market doing so well, and I love seeing people just spread their wings and fly, to use a term. And I really admire all the work that's going on here.
Yeah, nice. One personal question. What's your favorite wood?
My favorite
Wood.
I would have to say mahogany.
Mahogany?
Mahogany. Because you can do anything out of mahogany. Andy Powers, who's our designer, him and I have this little discussion. If there was only one wood that we could choose to make a guitar from, what would that one wood? We only get one wood. We have to make the whole guitar out of it. Easy, mahogany. We can make the back, the sides, the top, even the fretboard, the neck. Okay, if they said, okay, we're changing the rules, like one of these shows, Project Runway or something, where they throw you material and you have to design a dress. Now you have 2 materials. You can choose 2 materials. We would choose rosewood and spruce.
Okay.
We would make the whole guitar with rosewood and spruce.
Okay.
We could make a rosewood neck, rosewood fingerboard, rosewood back and side, spruce top.
Yeah.
If they said we could have 3 woods, we would pick mahogany, we would pick maple, spruce, and ebony.
Okay.
And that's what we would make a guitar with, right?
Nice.
And so when I say, what's the best wood for sound? Boy, it depends on what ears you have.
Yeah.
But I would say that if I chose one wood, it's mahogany. It didn't become the king of woods for no reason.
No, it's a standard wood, but it's a nice wood when you got a good piece. Yeah.
Absolutely. Well, you bring up a really good point, because just because it's a mahogany tree, a rosewood tree, or a spruce tree, or an ebony tree, doesn't mean that it's a guitar mahogany tree. You have to find the right tree to make the guitar out of, because not all mahogany is equal, not all spruce is equal.
Yeah, every customer I say, it's not every time the same piece of wood in the guitar.
That's right.
The next guitar can sound a little bit different because it's not the same wood.
That's right.
It's not the same piece, yeah.
But a guitar is a transmitter, and our ears are a receiver,
Yeah.
right? And people have different receivers, and they're looking for a sound. I always say, you know, if you find a guitar that you like, buy that guitar.
Yeah.
Don't let it get away.
No.
You should buy that guitar. Don't even.
Not thinking about.
Yes, I mean, this is Bob Taylor talking, and I want to sell Taylor guitars. I want to be considered. But if it's not a Taylor, you should still buy that guitar that you like. Guitar players deserve the guitar that they like.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Yeah.
Okay. Want to say something to our YouTubers?
Well, first of all, if you're interested in guitars, run, don't walk down to this show, and then go to session where they can show you dream guitars from all kinds of people, including Taylor guitars. But if you want someone to really help you pick out that guitar, Olli and company can do that.
Thank you.
Uh-huh.
Thank you.
Yes.